What it do? Yo, man, listen. This video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of the big brain boy Neurotrope and why we need more characters like him. So before we get into that, it's important to understand the guild raid meta right now and how it all works. There's one character, he's the king. It's called Eldurion. Every other character in the game lives and dies by their ability to proc his passive. If you have a lot of hits and can proc his passive a lot of times, well, you're good. You're meta. If you can't proc his passive a lot of times, well, you're gutter trash and nobody uses you and to do lots of damage to guild raid bosses. It's an unfortunate reality, but it is what it is. Now, this also creates a situation when a new character releases. The first thing we want to know is how good is this character at proccing Eldrion passive? Oh, Karn has 4 hits. Doesn't sound good. Oh, his passive, he also has 4 hits. He might be attacking twice. Oh, now that's interesting. Eighth bound, oh, he has 2 attacks, 2 hits. That's not good. Oh, his passive, oh, he might have 8 hits. Ooh, we should look at that, right? It's just bad situation. The worst example of this is Asmodai. Now, Asmodai has a really interesting active ability. You just target a boss. It takes 1,000 damage per hit extra for 2 turns. Now, that's a really good buff, but he's not used because he only has 4 hits. Like, let's be very real about this. If he had 6 hits or even 7 hits, he would be a staple in guild raids. People bring him with what's his name? Ragnar teams. He will absolutely be viable. He will be used. It will be crazy. We will see him in so many Ragnar comps, even I don't know some other comps. Who knows? But he has 4 hits. He's not useful in guild raids. We just ignore him. It's unfortunate reality of the situation. Now, just because the character has 6 hits doesn't really make them viable, right? Uh, there's a what's called a Necron character with 6 hits. We don't use them. Why? Because each time a character releases, they either don't have enough hits, so they're just not viable, or they have 6 hits, but they're not as good as the other options we have. So, for example, the progression of the power creep, it goes from Volk, who has 6 hits, passive is whatever. Then there's Mugen Ra, who also has 6 hits, but he's a 25% damage boost from his just heavy weapon trait. Oh, now that's better. And Mugen Ra got power crept by Ragnar Blackmane, who has 7 hits, sometimes 10, and a 20% damage boost. Now we're at a point where if they release a character with 6 hits, unless it has like some insane pierce ratios or some insane abilities, we're not going to use them because he's not better than Ragnar. So, on the other hand, if they release a character who has like 8 hit space and some crazy passive, well, then we're not going to use Ragnar at all. We're just going to use a new character, and it just gets power crept. And because progression is so difficult and it takes such a long time to level up one character to the max, it really sucks. It leads to burnout. People leave because, oh, you worked on a character? I'm sorry, there's a new one. If you want to be competitive, you got to build him because it completely blows the previous character out of the water. It's really unfortunate. Now, one thing about this whole LD situation is the Avatar of Cain got recently released. Now, that might appear to solve the situation of, oh, well, see, we don't need to use Eldrion anymore. Yeah, oh no, I can't use Eldrion anyways. There's one boss. They're not going to release another Eldar boss. I mean, they will, probably, like that guy, the Yneid, Ynnari, Umbrella faction, maybe, who knows? Or maybe Drukhari guy, but Dark Eldar versus normal Eldar. Let's not get into that. What I'm getting at is Mortharion is a boss that we don't use Eldrion on. Like he's not optimal. People still use him because you can use him. So if you can use Eldrion, you do, which limits your ability to construct guild raid teams because you don't have 5 characters, you have 4 characters. And you don't even have 4 characters. Let's be honest. You have Eldrion always. You have the best character that procs Eldurion, which is either Ro or Ragnar. Cool, okay. In Ro, your team is set in the, like you can see in the Nandi video, and his Dirty Dozen he just released. Shout out to Nandi. Great guy, very nice guy. I'm a big fan. Super chill guy. He's a very nice guy. Anyways, back to the video. Or you just if you don't do Ro, if you do Ragnar, okay, you got Ragnar, you got Eldurion. Oh, so you can just do three characters, right? It's not very good. This is where the Neurocomp comes in and why Neurotrope is the most important character when it comes to game design, in my opinion at least, is because he doesn't rely on Eldurion. He's the only character in the game. I mean, Tau do also do it, but not to the same extent. Neurotrope is the only character in the game that effectively is able to do damage to a guild raid boss better than any other comp that includes Eldurion. And it deviates from the standard, oh, put Eldurion into range, proc Eldurion passive as many times as humanly possible, repeat for 6 rounds, and repeat this every 14 hours. Neurotrope, oh, you use his active ability to get more stacks, okay? And then you move Abrax, and then you maybe move Yazgor. Who knows, right? Like, maybe Yazgor doesn't have a psych kit, but if he's next to Abrax, he gets a psych kit, so he can proc it. And then you do Abrax, and maybe you have another psyker character. And oh, but instead of another psyker, like instead of filling out the comp with full psychers, you put Rosvita because her passive increases damage by 20%. Then you put Yazgor because oh, his active ability makes it so Neurotrope can get 2 hits and it doubles the damage. So it leads to the Neurotrope not relying on Eldurion leads to this entirely different situation where there are a lot of interesting choices people can make with their guild raid teams that don't just devolve into Eldurion passive go burr. I really hope Snowprint releases more characters similar to Neurotrope in the sense that the way they do damage is different from Eldurion hit spam, and it's a very unique and different way. Now, it's really disheartening when a new character releases and you look at the game, it's like, oh my God, this is the coolest looking character in the game. This is awesome. I love him on tabletop. You might even have the models, and you're excited to play, and you click on it, and you see, oh, it has 3 hits, low pierce, no active and passive ability worth investing in for guild raid purposes. And now you can't use this very cool character that people worked tirelessly on for the one end game we have. I find that really sad, but I am forever hopeful because they did release Neurotrope. That means they can and they're willing to deviate from the Eldrion meta, which is good, which I appreciate. Now, I'm not saying Eldrion meta is bad because there's always going to be a best meta. That's the whole point, right? If they nerf Eldrion, there's going to be something better. And it's impossible, from a game design point of view, where everything is perfectly balanced. At that point, like, nothing feels special, right? If everything does the same amount of damage, why invest in different characters? So I understand that. But what I'm saying is, I really hope we get more characters like Neurotrope who do their damage in a very unique and interesting way that pushes people to engage in their comp building. Anyways, that's my video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. And oh, I almost forgot. Enter my refer fan code. I want 100 shards. I want to be rich. I don't know. I want to do like 10,000 requisition open videos. I'm not gonna do those videos ever. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day and stay safe.